Three deaths and 36 people kidnapped is the result of the latest attack against two churches in Nigeria's Kaduna state. The attack took place on Sunday, and details of the outcome were revealed on Monday by a local government official. The authorities blamed the attack on gunmen known locally as bandits that are mainly active in northwest Nigeria. This latest incident came 2 weeks after gunmen killed 40 people at a church in the usually safer southwest region. Security will be a major issue in next year's presidential election to replace President Muhammadu Buhari, who steps down after 2 terms in office.
Chants and dances to bid the last farewell to an African icon. Large crowds marched Tuesday in Brussels, Belgium, to pay tribute to Patrice Lumumba, the Congolese anti-colonial fighter. We have the relic of our national hero. On the African level, we can say he is a Pan-Africanist. He has been returned to us, and today we are accompanying him. He is going back home, and it is just exceptional. It was impossible not to attend. I'm filled with emotion. On Monday, Belgium handed to the Lumumba family what is believed to be the last remains of the slain Congolese leader. In the embassy of the Democratic Republic of Congo, located in Belgium, many from the diaspora came to sign the condolences book and pay homage to Lumumba. Our fathers followed Lumumba's politics, his ideology, so we grew up with this Lumumba spirit. Then, as nationalists, we keep the Congolese and African identity. We believe Lumumba is a good mentor. Patrice Lumumba and his companions Maurice Mpolo and Joseph Akito were executed in 1961 with the help of Belgian mercenaries. The casket containing what is believed to be his tooth will be officially laid to rest at a memorial site in DRC. The country is set to hold 3 days of national mourning. Midfielder Paul Pogba received a hero's welcome on Tuesday. The French player landed in Conakry. On the first day of his visit, his words were words of encouragement for Guinea, his parents' country. We only want peace, respect and progress. We also want Africa to be like Europe, moving forward, because we also have this wealth. We have a lot of love and joy. That's why we also want to move forward. So peace, peace, peace is needed. Large crowds gathered to greet the player, with some holding posters featuring Pogba and his mother. If the football star landed in the capital, some made a long journey through Guinea's south to have the chance to get a glimpse of Paul Pogba. Pela is the birthplace of Paul Pogba's father. So it is the village of Paul Pogba. It is the village of his ancestors. That's why we made this trip. The population of Pela is here with the folk groups. We are the ones who made all the people come here to receive their son. Because when your son is a global star, you can be proud of him. You have to be present. That's why we are here. As a local authority, I'm here to express my joy. Pogba will feature in a charity match for Guinea and will reportedly meet government officials and sports associations. The 2018 French World Cup champion is expected to leave Manchester United at the end of his contract, and speculations have him returning to Italy to play with Juventus. South African microbiologist Sean Davison regained his freedom Monday after serving 3 years of house arrest for premeditated murder. He was convicted for assisting 3 people to commit suicide, a quadriplegic friend, a man with motor neuron disease and a paralyzed man. In another case, he also helped his mother end her life.
I helped my mother to die out of compassion, and I helped the 3 men to die in Cape Town out of compassion. Compassion is compassion. Why should the compassion for my mother be any different from the compassion I felt for these men? I did not cross a line. There was no line to cross.
The pro-euthanasia campaigner was sentenced in 2019 to 8 years under house arrest 5 of which were suspended. Medically assisted suicide or voluntary euthanasia are illegal in South Africa. The 59-year-old hopes the law will change.
While I've been on house arrest, a number of countries changed the law, including New Zealand. All of the states in Australia have now changed the law, and recently we had Spain and other states in the United States. There is a general move around the world for a law change, and my issue has highlighted it again in South Africa, and hopefully the politicians are going to sit up and listen and also feel the mood of the country.
In recent years, high-profile figures in South Africa have made the same call as Davison. Near the end of his life and on his 85th birthday, Desmond Tutu went against the teaching of his fellow Anglican Church clerics to publicly support the assisted suicide campaign, especially for those suffering unbearably.
Archbishop Desmond Tutu was a good friend to me and very supportive of me throughout my journey through the court, starting in New Zealand when I was arrested for my mother's death, and it continued in South Africa when I was first arrested and charged with murder. The very next day he came out in the media in support without even knowing the circumstances, because he trusted me and he knew, he gauged what had happened. His loss as a voice in the campaign is a great loss to the campaign, because when Desmond Tutu spoke, the world listened.
Davison founded the Right to Die charity Dignity SA. In 2018, the African region of the World Medical Association rejected euthanasia, calling instead for the strengthening of palliative care for terminal patients across the continent.
The conflict between the Democratic Republic of Congo and its neighbors Rwanda and Uganda is long-standing. In the Great Lakes region, discrimination and control over minerals have resulted in creation of several militias. The so-called March 23 movement emerged in 2012 and occupied the main city of North Kivu province. International pressure on Rwanda, which stopped funding the rebel group, and the military victory of the Congolese, backed by UN forces, led the M23 to sign a truce the following year. But something failed. What the rebels say is that there has been no compliance on the part of the government with the agreement that was signed at that time with Joseph Kabila. And therefore, at this time, in 2021, the movement has resurfaced and have come out very strong. Meanwhile, international forces and the Congolese government itself says the country of Uganda and also the Republic of Congo through President Paul Kagame are supporting this rebel movement with arms and ammunition for the instability in the east of DRC. Angola chairs the International Conference of the Great Lake Regions and has in multiple occasions tried to build unity within the region. After receiving urgently his counterpart from the Democratic Republic of Congo, President Felix Tshisekedi, in the beginning of June, President João Lourenço tried to help solve the issue between the affected parties. But the task has been made difficult due to the economic interests at stake. Congo right now has a lot of rebel groups that are always creating this war in our country, especially in the eastern parts, because DRC has a lot of important minerals. But we don't know why foreign people want to take minerals out from Congo. Why can't they come and agree with the government and make contracts? Technological changes have accelerated the demand for coltan, an ore essential for making smartphones and computers. North Kivu, a Congolese region bordering Rwanda and Uganda, has more than 60% of the world's reserves.
Das reservas mundiais. José Kundi, Euronews, Luanda.